a motherfucking flight. Shit, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Just out here correlated and shit like that. Man, y'all with the music. Bitch, I'm just trying to fuck. Bitch, wanna get lit. Bitch, you know you my bitch. Girls, I'm a fucking spaceship. She was on the strip making that bread. Making demons thirsty and they throw up that bread. I was looking too and had to let her know. You know I care and I look at her. Always smart. Fast forward. Roll up blunt, you have a space, but you go no further. Looking from your booty cause it's hella soft. And I'm horny. Fending through the dirty. Then we finished, all of a sudden I see the bell in the portal. I'm in my head, didn't even know cause I didn't even could tell. Shit, didn't know you had that baggage on you. Now I gotta disappear like this shit was powder. Then I vanished, cause I'm phantom, like any phantom. Pull up to your crib, girl, unannounced. You'll make it bounce. Fat, short, tall, skinny thing, I'm tryna dig it. Fuck you and your a-hole. No, I'm not an a-hole. Girl, let's see what that Gucci do. I'm just tryna peek at you. No, this ain't no Pikachu. Let me suck that dick at you. I just bustin' nothing on the back acting when you see dude. I'm finna turn it up, cause you know we in the club. And then I shoot the whole club up like I was Rambo. Yeah, you know I'm shicey. Girl, just need you by my side. Yeah, girl, you ain't intertwined. Looking shit like fine wine. Makeup on fleek. Edits on fleek. Spirit on fleek. Love me, be my freak. Yeah, girl, we some suns and moons. You always changing moves, cause that moon big, I can't have you. Bitch, I'm just trying to fuck. Bitch, you want to me. Bitch, you just want dick. Hey. Bitch, hop up in the spaceship. Bitch, I'm just trying to fuck. Bitch, you want to me. Bitch, you just want dick. Bitch, hop up in the spaceship. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Classic Jet in this motherfucker. Let's get into it. But you know what I'm saying? Put this bitch in. But yeah, Libra season, so hold on. Man, that bitch not going in. Oh, here we go. Alright, so Libra season. So the season of balance in this motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? One thing you want to be wary about this season is surely that you want to be aware that the things you kind of accountability with yourself and disabilitate yourself within, you want to be in a space where you're understanding the balance of these things. You know what I'm saying? Now, the balance of these things is important because when you're understanding the balance of these things, you have a healthy kind of release system within yourself and the external internal realm. You know what I'm saying? So once you kind of get in program with that, you'll be in a state of area where you're understanding that the fruits you bear within this season is geared with falling. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not connected with your spiritual esoteric grandmother, mama, and daughter, the flesh, and you're not connected with that, you'll be in a space where you're trying to run looking for this shit in the external realm, thinking that you need to this is shit you need to have within yourself. Have within yourself, not understanding it's shit you already have within yourself. You don't gotta look and chase for these things. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, no, you want to be in a space where you're understanding these things. You're understanding where these things is kind of deriving from, and at the main point, at the main objective. You know what I'm saying? And when you got something going on for yourself within that aspect, you'll have the right way on how to have some sort of like proper system or proper like finesse system within yourself, knowing how to kind of translate or pickpocket these energies in the sense of nature. You know what I'm saying? So when you know how to pickpocket these energies in the sense of nature, you'll be in a space where the things you're deriving, the things you're putting out, the things you're doing, and in general is based on your decisions, and your decisions will what you're doing. Like I said, if you're in a space somewhere
the fruit you bear is negative. Like you're not working on your creativity, you're not working on no talent, you're not working on none of that shit, and you'll be in a sense of where like you'll already be in a low vibrational negative ass space because you start thinking like you start to think like, damn, am I supposed to am I supposed to chase these things or am I supposed to be these things? And you're supposed to be these things. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be upset anytime you're in a space somewhere these things like you'll be in a space where you're not able to do these things. You know what I'm saying? And once you're in that space, you want to understand that the stuff you're doing become the actual materializing element. So you're utilizing the external realm to become your internal realm, as in the space on where you start walking on this material. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand that, and you're thinking like these things are something that like possess you, or these things are something that like get you lost in the cloudy land, in the fog land. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to think like, damn, am I in La La Land? Am I lost right now? Am I not seeing the right position in my life? What element is the moon in today, or what element is this in today, or whatever, what sign, not element but sign, but element the same thing because you understand water, fire, air, earth, and things of that nature. But it's kind of like that. So and then I'm pretty sure where the moon is in Gemini right now. So if I'm correct, check real quick. But if I'm correct, the moon should be in Gemini right now. And with the moon being in Gemini, you know what I'm saying, the things we kind of so, give me a second, goddamn. Wait, that's not going through. The things we're trying, so it's kind of like we're gonna be in a mutable space, mutable space within trying to understand what the fuck. My internet, what the fuck? Okay, we good. Yeah, you're kind of be in a space on where you're not understanding that we're all in a mutable like element. So we're all trying to communicate within ourselves. We're all trying to learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand the element you're trying to learn from each other, you'll be lost in the sauce, thinking something is one thing when it's really the shit that you really was already into. You know what I'm saying? So let me check real quick. So yeah, so within that Moon is in Gemini. So and Jupiter too. So yeah, so it's kind of like that. So it's like with the moon and being in Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, our emotions, we're gonna be trying to communicate. We're gonna be more talkative. We're gonna be more about the how we're relating our balance like energy. You know what I'm saying? And balance is key. And if you don't know balance is key, you think you fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a motherfucker that fall for anything. And this is a fall. This is we're in fall time anyway. So this shit you want to fall in. You want to fall in love. You want to fall in your blessings. You'll never be less. But when you get a blessing from God, it'll show you a message on where the space on you're at. You want to be in that. It always leads you to the direction where you're supposed to be leaning towards. You know what I'm saying? So shit, damn, that's feel good. So the more you know understand these kind of maneuvers, you'll be in the space like, oh shit, I'm understanding this shit. So it's like you'll know that the right proper way and how these things are supposed to be represented towards within itself is you're supposed to understand the way like the transits are moving in the sky. You know what I'm saying? And with the moon being I'm sorry, with sun being a Libra and the moon being in Gemini, that's kind of like in a space on where that's a lot of that's both air, that's duality, and that duality is kind of will process us to a space on where if we're not understanding the where this duality is kind of leading towards, we'll start to think that this duality is kind of is a negative hindrance. Like so it'll be like a double-edged sword, you against the world. It's like you have no way to defeat it, the universe. You just gotta fall into your what you were creating from springtime, summertime, now in the fall. You gotta fall into that. You know what I'm saying? And if you have nothing to fall in, if you fall into what's that saying? If you fall into some a stack of needle, a haystack of needles, then you'll know that's what you lay for yourself. But if you fall into some sort of like beautiful, luxurious place in the esoteric realm, then you know you're in the right state of mind. You put yourself in the right state of mind. And if you gotta know how to look at these things, like you gotta know how to like see where you're at as a spirit at all times, no matter what you're doing. Because if what you're doing is not catering to your gifts and talents, like I said, I think I've been working on my album this whole time. Like I'm about to finish this shit real soon. I say by Scorpio season, it should be out. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm working on this shit, and I'm trying to gear to that towards my gifts and creativity. So I know, oh shit, this is what I'm into. So if I know I'm trying, if I know my me being just sparks is to spark another mind, and that's what I'm here to do. So nigga, we here and we on it, and I appreciate the like, man, because you know what I'm saying, like. I can't be telling sometimes, you know, about whoever that, I appreciate you. But yeah, so it's like that. And whatever you're going through, you want to be in a space where you're understanding like the whole process of these things. You know what I'm saying? So what you fall into, what becomes your creativity becomes the what you represent, what becomes your representation of what you become. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, no matter what you're doing, you want to be in a space where the stuff you're building up towards during this fall time is something that will get you into balancing within yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you understand that the balance is key within yourself, you'll be in a space somewhere. No matter what, no weapon formed against you shall pierce your armor. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So what you got in the spiritual realm, you got some esoteric. I'm wearing some armor right now. You know what I'm saying? So what you got in the esoteric realm, it can't pierce you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like no matter what side of energy you're at, you're always in the right side of energy, where the stuff you're putting out in the world becomes like the building blocks of what you spark the mind to become. So when you have more energy work on trying to spark the world into a more positive space, then you'll know how to have some sort of reciprocation with that energy within itself. So that reciprocation you're having within itself, within the world, you start to know, oh shit, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is what we're down here to do in the first place. So why am I not getting with the program? Let me start getting with the program. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, you'll have some shit trying to block you. You'll have some forces or energies, or because when you're in that space, when you're in that realm, you have no choice but to have that. It doesn't make sense. Like you're gonna have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to see what other spirit was in a space to come up with certain conclusions, and when you're in that space trying to fight some, like now you're really not fighting no one but yourself. But this is where you're understanding the aspects of going out, expanding yourself as a spirit. You know what I'm saying? As it's expanding the way you think and feel, thinking broad. You know what I'm saying? When you start to do shit like that, you may run into like the whatever you want to call them, I don't really call them anything, but whatever you want to call them in your mind is what you call them, and like they'll almost play like a hindering to you, like a blockage. Like you're expanding out so far that you have no choice but to they'll try to steer you off your directions. Like so, it's like you probably hop out your spaceship and then you interact with them because you see like oh, they're doing some esoteric building shit over there. So it's like you try to figure out like what the fuck y'all niggas up to? Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And then they'll tell you some shit, and it's up to you if you believe it or not. But it's some shit on where you gotta understand that oh shit, this is some shit I'm going within my. This is something within myself that I gotta figure out. So let me try to figure out how I'm supposed to go upon this energy, how I'm supposed to interact with this energy, how I'm supposed to have some sort of faith, belief, and imagination within myself to know I can burst throughout that egg and become my new self. So it's like it's kind of like that, but not to get too far, but it's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, we all in this kind of esoteric energy system, you know what I'm saying, that we create for ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and when you understand the shit you create for yourself becomes the building blocks of your new vehicle, you know that what you create is kind of like you have some sort of like secret link within yourself that you can always get into, that you can understand. Okay, this is some shit that I'm battling within myself. So let me not blame no one in the external realm. Let me just blame myself, because this is some shit that I should have known from the beginning on where I should have been at as a spirit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My shit, it's this laptop. That's why my shit looks white. But yeah, so it's like that. So it's like no matter what, you're always gonna be in a space somewhere the shit you're trying to figure out, or the shit you're trying to build upon, or the shit you're trying to create or create towards, and shit like things of that nature. Like you'll it's like you'll know what the fuck you're doing when you're in that space. It's like I can't really say too much, like, because words just is just the best representation, but words don't really point to what as a spirit what we be trying to say. Like for example, like I can tell you, like, yeah, I'm in this space, but if you've never really been there, then you understand the my key points on why I have certain directional systems, and why I say certain words, say certain things to lead you to that point. But what I can say is that once you're there, you kind of understand where this shit is happening and where this shit is going on. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll start to have some sort of building blocks of where you're battling with the other forces up there, and then it's just you gotta it's all in the mind. You gotta it's like it like I said, it's all in your mind, nigga. It's all in your mind. So if you don't understand it's all in your mind, you start to think it's some shit that you're doing in the external realm that you gotta fight in the outside. Yeah, that's where you got lost in the sauce, thinking, oh shit, you don't get lost in your mind, and you don't want to get you don't. And a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You don't want to lose your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit, like, you can never kill the spirit, but once you lose your mind, it's kind of like now you're stuck in between. You're not understanding the physical and the physical and the metaphysical, and these things are two of the same. And if you don't understand these things are two of the same, you start to think like, am I supposed to be a certain way because of how I think of myself in the physical or in the metaphysical? And then once you lose that, it's like you're being a space where now you're losing your marbles. That's why we have that saying, oh, is this individual losing their marbles? Or damn, I kind of lost my marbles right there, because I should have done like this. It's like we have certain words and sayings on the things like these. We're not like spirit, like the spirit knows what it be doing when we be saying certain words. Like, we know what we be doing. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into the transits. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I can't really see the whole thing. Okay, so yeah, and we got Venus and Scorpio. So what we love and appreciate will be in a more into the deep, dark, internal places. So whatever that we love and appreciate, if it's a bad habit we may be into, like anything, if we may be put too much of our catering and cadence into that shit. So not to say it's a bad or a negative thing in general, but this is a thing that we're gonna be in general. Venus, is that Venus? Yeah, Venus being a Scorpio. So it's kind of like understanding you might have to know how to maneuver within that space and know what you're pulling out of that space. What will be the more elemental reasons of why you pulled out that shit out of your space, and so forth and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? But understanding that the whole part of the thing, because since the sun being in Libra is the balance key. So once you understand how to be balanced within yourself, you'll have that shit that you have, that you can know, that you can you have some sort of reciprocation with certain energies. You know what I'm saying? And once you have that certain reciprocation towards certain energies, then you don't understand the way you process something, or you analyze something, will be strictly on what you've to pull it out of that from your esoteric space you were at as a spirit, to pull out that to see what you're looking at, and so you can decipher anything. So the things you're deciphering, it's like now you have some sort of wheel within yourself, and that's what you got to create down there. You got to create wheels. You know what I'm saying? When you create wheels, these things, you can will anything into your existence by will. You know what I'm saying? When you have a desire, that's kind of what Scorpio. You may think you may have some sort of desire. Venus in a Scorpio, in Scorpio, and that's a water element, so that's already deep in an emotion. You know what I'm saying? And once you got that Venus and energy, you once you what the things you overdo may become a desire, may become you made something that was beautiful ugly. So once you go too deep into that desire, you might think to yourself that, oh, this is something I might gotta do. This is something I may gotta, because of this the Scorpio in general. So but you may not know you're going a tad bit too deep. You already deep enough already being a Scorpio, but the Venus, once you love and appreciate that, you may go too deep under the ocean. When you go too deep under the ocean, you may see some animals, some creatures you don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Just like my what was it? Just like my community post I posted when they said they were like what did they say? They said what did they say? You know what they I thought they said, but it's something like back when the sea was safer than land. And my thing is like like I know why they came up with certain ideas like that. But I'm not gonna get too much into it. But I know it's kind of funked out. It's just shit that they didn't understand what Indians were into. Like the woohoo woo woohoo woohoo. You know what I'm saying? That shit is like esoteric. Like we knew what we did when we make certain lingos and shit languages and shit like that. So it's kind of like animism because we understood, and it's beyond that. But it's for the lack of words, it's kind of like animism. So it's like they were in a space where they were. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't want to. But just know I know, and they know I know. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go too deep in that. But if you're spiritual, you know too. We all know this shit. We all native. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving y'all power back. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the energies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Sun and Libra, Mercury and Virgo. So Mercury and Virgo, you know what I'm saying? How we think, we may think about things that maybe are maybe about our working routine, things that try to cater us to our excuse me, ability to materialize, our ability to overstress, our ability to stress ourselves into a sickness or illness or mental illness, anything, and we may overly think about these things. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't understand about this overly thinking about what the fuck? Okay, sorry. If you don't understand about overly thinking about these things, you start to think that you are these things. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize you aren't these things. You utilize these things as tools. So understanding that process, you'll be in a space where you're understanding the ways of why we come up with certain ideologies and ideas to come up with certain conclusions to say certain things and certain conclusions and outcomes and things of that nature. So now you have some sort of like I said, you have some sort of will that you have within yourself that you can always go to it towards as a spirit, and you have your way with that because you something you created, and no one has no right to tell you what you can and can't do with that will you created within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something, your will is you can say chakra. You can say chakra, but it's really, you know what I'm saying, a wheel. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what, our internal chakras within ourselves, you know what I'm saying, these are actually wheels, and the things we do within these wheels, we go within these shits and live in that world. So it's all internal. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what your brain is too. Your brain, all your brain, your mind, your brain, your mind. Your mind is the metaphysical. Your brain is the physical. But these things are one and the same. So it's not something that your brain controls the mind, your mind controls the brain. It's just they're one and the same. So if you know how to utilize them in your own space, you'll know how to have some sort of reciprocation and reciprocity. If I said it right, reciprocity. If I said it correct, sorry if I didn't. But yeah, well, you have that sort of lingo within yourself where you know how to kind of have some sort of right way, or you can say left way, right left, right left, right left. You have sort of right left way on how you utilize your shit. So the right left way you're utilizing your shit become the situation out of the form you create becomes the situation out of that. So that form is is that will. The situation is what you make out of that will. So look at your the situation as the mind, the form as the body, and the situation pulls out of the form. You know what I'm saying? So the form, it's like work together, and remember, Asian nation. You create nations out the mind. These are things that's what the Bible is trying to get y'all to know. You know what I'm saying? You create these nations out of your mind. So if you know you create these nations out of your mind, you'll know that the things we kind of have within ourselves in the internal realm is some sort of power we have within ourselves that we have the ability to create within ourselves. So once you let an individual try to block that and stop that, that's where you're in the wrong, because it's not that individual's fault that they stopped you from being a creative individual. It's your fault, because who you have the ability to change. You have the ability to switch up. You have the ability to do your shit. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, every day is an uphill battle. You may think to yourself like, but damn, like this, and it really can be that individual's fault. But you want to use everything in your power, and within your form, within your chakra, within your situation, within your form, all that shit, to have some sort of power within yourself, to just tell yourself, no, this is me. So I know this is the power I have within myself. Let me not blame an individual that's has some sort of thing within themselves. No, this is my ability. This is what I have within myself. You know what I'm saying? So let me not get lost in the sauce thinking it's something else. You know what I'm saying? So once you have that ability, you'll know how to connect with with grandma. You know what I'm saying? You know how to, because grandma is that actual space that we all, that esoteric space that we all have the ability to get to. And our esoteric grandma, she cares for us. You know what I'm saying? She wants the best for us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I be talking to God all the time, so I know what the fuck this the deals. It's the situation, like, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes it won't say a lot. It'll say a little. It'll probably say a lot. It'll probably say a little. But the point, the whole point of me is to catch it, and it's not catch every word. Oh, no, catch it, like, aka knowing how to catch that form that he came to me, became the vessel within my shape and form. Now I gotta play it out. So however way I play it out becomes the scenario that becomes the whole dialect of what I create out of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing the Indians knew about. They knew about the mother, grandma, mama, and shit like that. So we knew about the connection with nature. You know what I'm saying? And we knew the nature element. It's not even an element, but for lack of words, the nature element is something that's where they got the term earth from, fire, air, water. But it's really some other shit. And once we create that out of that world, we go to that next sky, in the next world, and it becomes more like a sky world. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they have things all like sky world. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, if I'm correct. Like that's a place you can go to in real life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's like once you're in that space, you create, and you're more of the sky. You know what I'm saying? So you may think to yourself, like, even if you go all the way to the West Coast, California, y'all motherfuckers are in the sky. Little do y'all know, y'all motherfuckers are literally in the sky. It's just that they don't flatten the earth. So we don't. So since we don't flatten the earth, the motherfuckers they don't yeah, it's no, like, can no longer go into the sky. So it's not what you see, it's how you see it. So if we just didn't use no gravel, no cement, no nothing to build upon this world and square out some nonsense and make some magic squares all around the world, we would have made a hill, like a mud hill to the sky, literally, and that would have been the skyland, like, literally, like, it's deep, like, nigga, and nigga, I've been there, so I know it's like, oh shit. So it's like, once you're there, it's like you have no choice but to think a certain way and tell yourself, like, damn, we really, like, kind of fucked our and it's not really evolution, but we really kind of fucked up our evolutional process, because the whole world should have known about this. This shit wasn't supposed to be foreign. Like, it would have been the same thing. It just it literally would have been the same thing. It just how we see it. Like, we would have had our own way on how we create a certain, like, name for ourselves. Like, even the name, like, Jeff Sparks, Star Pilot. I probably wouldn't even come up with that name if I was in that actual world at that moment. You know what I'm saying? That we created. I would have been some probably would have been like some shit like Pilot Skyman. Like it's deep. That's really how or some other shit or some you know what I'm saying? It's just shit, it's some shit like that. Anyway, I would have been you know what I'm saying, but it's like now I'm not to say that already. I regret my naming myself Jess Sparkstar. No, I mean I don't give a fuck. That's me. That's who I am. But what I know is that based on what you're aware of, it becomes your plane of existence. You know what I'm saying? And the plane of existence we create is not in the physical realm. It's in this metaphysical, spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand that, you'll be in a place of where the shit you're deriving from out of that world. This world, this whole world becomes like the like whatever evolutional scale like once the animals take. All right, the best way I can explain it is like this: once we're literally in that atmosphere, literally in that new realm of reality, the animals take the human, but how we see the animals may be different. They may not even be, they may not even see us. You know what I'm saying? They may just have feel our influences, but they may not see us. I mean, it's not may not. They literally won't see us. And the ones that do, those be the spiritual ones. Those be like the spiritual ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the best way I can explain it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's shit like that. And the spirit ancestors, like they take all shapes and forms. Sometimes they may come back in this form just to utilize it, and they may be doing something like us content creators are doing online and do the same thing, but in their own different way. You know what I'm saying? And how they do it, maybe how they express themselves, maybe oh I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. So now you know, and they may be doing have some sort of ability, mantra, what they do within themselves, and then it's just a thing of where now they're still. It's like they're still in the world we're at. It's just that they chose to wake. It's like it's deep. Like I'm being told to shut up right now. I'm saying too much. So I'm just gonna you know I'm just gonna I'm gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like why you know what I'm saying. That's kind of like why you gotta have some sort of understanding within yourself how some sort of enlightenment if you want to use enlightenment, you know what I'm saying, enlightenment, lostness and lostness, that's all it means, and lostness, enlightenment, and lizard, and linguistic, and logic, all that lostness, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, nigga, we all here, we all have the ability to change our spirits, you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of our our mission down here. Our mission is to create that new world, be in that new realm, and then we all doing the same thing. Like nothing's different. You know what I'm saying? So the next 300 years 300-year evolutional past be the next spirits and the next spirits, and we just keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? But this world right now is finished, nigga. You know, there's really no point of you even trying to come back to this realm. Like nigga, this realm is already done. You know what I'm saying? Try like this realm is like this shit is done, literally. You know what I'm saying? Real motherfucking shit. But you know what I'm saying? Beyond that, it's all I really want to break down this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Let's break down a little bit more trends. Yeah, and then with Mars being in Cancer, you know what I'm saying. Mars in Cancer, you know what I'm saying. Our passions, what drives us, you know what I'm saying. Well, it's mostly about our emotions. You know what I'm saying. This shit, and it's conjunct in Jupiter. It's conjunct in Jupiter and the moon in Jupiter and Gemini. So, like I said, the things we're passionately into. And it may be we may care about that too much, but we may release too much information about that. So it may be some shit that we should have kept to ourselves and passionately, because it was what drives us to be something. But we may let too much information, thinking it's something that we have to learn. Not knowledge wise, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. Like, sometimes like Geminis are known for talking too much. You know, so I'm a Gemini myself, so I speak for this category. I'm in this category. So let me build myself back up. All right, I'm back, and you know what I'm saying. Beyond that, you know what I'm saying. All I want to break down this motherfucking video, and Jasper Star Pilot, we on this motherfucker.